Hi, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus here, early this morning. Let us pray that God protects us while Trump is in office of presidency of the United States of America. Trump is so weak, he sends an innocent man to a notorious prison. And though he's paying for his incarceration in another country, he claims he cannot retrieve him. He claims he cannot retrieve an innocent man he's stuck in a notorious prison. And yet he wants the American people to believe and to think that he, as weak as he is, can engage America in a war, can engage America in a war. But an innocent man stuck in a notorious prison that he is paying to keep there, he can't retrieve. What does that sound like? A Congress that has no balls, a Senate just as weak, a cabinet that's still at the playground, and a attorney general as a Roy Cohn for destruction, a Supreme Court more embarrassing every day. The only thing godly about America is that which is made by God, and man hasn't touched it. And that includes, but not limited to, the earth, the oceans, the sky, the sun, the moon, and the light. Everything that humans touch is messed up. While they could be better, they do less in the name of business, in the name of money. Everyone struggles for money. Without money, you do nothing. And everyone tries any and everything to get any money they can. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they kill, they hate. There's crime, there's violence, there's racism, there's terror, there is even war. All of this, my friends, is the cost to live in this hell. That's the price to live in this hell. Because if you don't want to live in this hell, you don't have to do anything but stand up for what's right. All of this pain and suffering that's going on, you see it's no good. And what good is your righteousness that you claim to possess when it allows you to sit in the middle of all the stink, all of this rot, all of this puke? You just sitting in it, knowing it. See, a lot of folks don't know it's puke. A lot of folks don't know it's rot. A lot of folks don't even smell it. But you say you do. And you sit there. You sit there waiting for somebody to come and pick you up out of it rather than stand your ass up on your feet. Stand up and represent something other than puke. Stand up and represent that which destroys puke, that brings about the satisfaction, the fulfillment in life. Why don't you stand up so you might die for your children's sake, your grandkids' sake, for humanity's sake? You might die for all of those wonderful reasons. Yet if you don't stand up and die, if must be for those wonderful reasons, your butt still gonna die, sitting right there in the middle of that puke with all your righteousness meaning nothing. And it doesn't matter what some other nation is doing. Everybody on this front is a loser. You see, the answer, my friends, if you can notice, is that yes, every human has an opportunity to go their own way, but none of their ways are going to lead you where you were designed to go. You are being led where you have chosen to go because you were designed to go to be in peace and prosperous and free, joyous and happy, living your dreams. You were made to have your needs, your wants, and your desires met at all times. You were made to never suffer for anything at the hands of man. And that includes, but not limited to, the food, the clothing, the shelter, the education, the health care, the transportation, the infrastructure, the going to the moon, the going around the world, all the things that can happen by the hands of man, all made possible by the power that's invisible, that made all that you can identify for the purpose of bringing fulfillment and satisfaction to the human race, not costing you a penny because each and every one that benefits from it participate in the process of it by engaging themselves in a career that offers them their greatest joy, that allows them to just do it and never get enough of it. And at the same time, creating from these free resources that God has provided, some on the earth, in the earth, above the earth, invisible or visible, so that a reservoir of goods and services will never be weak. And no human being on the face of the earth will ever suffer like anything. This is how God designed it. But human beings, every last one of us on this earth, have accepted things like Donald Trump, things like MAGA, things like what's going on in America now, things like what's going on in Russia, things like what's going on in North Korea, things like what's going on in China, things like what's going on all over the world where there's pain, where there's suffering, and everybody trying to think about how I can protect myself from somebody else. You ought to be ashamed of yourself and call yourself decent. No, you're not decent. You're just like little. Only thing I can think of that's not is like roaches. You know what roaches are like if you've ever had to deal with an infestation or with mice all over the place. You know what that's like if you've had to live through that. And if you haven't, boy, you better be glad. It's terrible. But we want to make sure that no one ever have to live through that because of something we the people have done. If it's choice, that's one thing. But to have we the people, us, turn against us like that, time for that to end. And I want to say one other thing. I know recently, they've been giving this information about black people are the true people and the original people of God, the chosen people of God, the Jews, the ones, the real ones, not the European Jews, but those black folks, the ones that's been beat down. I mean, talk about real slavery, the things that you have to go through, that animals go through. People just like animals. Sometimes worse than animals because you really do have, well, animals got feelings too. But anyway, this is what we have been exposed to. And now you're getting the message. And most of you don't want to believe nothing like that. Oh, hell no. How can you believe something like that? Because those same people you have put yourself superior to. And if they truly represent God, and if you have really put your foot on the neck of God's people, what in the world do you represent? You represent everything that's going on in the world. That's what you represent. Honestly, that's what you represent. And those of you who have allowed a big foot on your neck waiting for God. I don't think God intended for you to do that. Thou should have no other gods before the truth. And if somebody got their foot on your neck, they need to get it off immediately. And that don't call waiting on somebody to come. There's somebody in some power in you to get that foot off your neck. But don't fear white people. They might be doing this just to scare you because they always put black people look warlike. They looking bold and like they're ready. But that's not us. That's what others are saying about us. The same one who try to erase us. The same one that's have always tried to keep us divided. Yes, we are two different shades, but we are still bleed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your time. Again, this is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all. Until next time, say goodbye for now.